When getting your rods and reels ready for the tournament season, this is when, during the winter, is when I get mine ready to go. One of the first things I want to stress is if you leave your reels out in your garage and it's not temperature controlled, there's grease and there's oil and such in your reel, and when the temperature gets real cold, that gums up. So what I really do to eliminate that is I bring my reels in the house or in my fishing room, that where we're at now, for the entire winter. And I know, being out on a day on the water, it gets cold and it's going to happen, but long term of being cold, and here where I live, it can average maybe only 10 or 15 degrees for a high. So that long term out in your garage will wear on your reels. So one of the first things I do when I finish my last day on the water is I take all my reels off my rods. And I don't have a problem storing my rods in the garage and them getting cold, but I take all of my reels off my rods. And if you're worried about, well, I want to put that reel back on that exact rod, just get you a little piece of tape and mark that, so that way you don't lose track of what rod went with what reel, those types of things. So first thing I do is I take my reels off the rod. And then, as you can see, I have quite a few reels sitting here on my desk. And so what I do is I'll take a reel, and you'll see here on this reel, there's just a little bit of line on that spool. And what that's called is backing. So in a tournament situation, I don't take all the line off the reel. When I change my line for every tournament, I don't have to take off all that line. Line is expensive. If you're using, just monofilament, fluorocarbon, braid, line is very, very expensive. And we change out, in tournament fishing, we change out line before every single tournament. So I have a backing, and I take that down to that backing, and then that way when I re-spool, I'm only putting the top maybe 100 to 110 yards of line on top. And if you go through 110 yards of line in a 1 to 3 day event, you've had a pretty rough day. So I take all the line off the reel down to the backing, and then I set that reel to the side, and then I grab the next reel. And then you can see on each reel that I grab, there's some line right at the base of the reel. And again, that's called backing. And I allow plenty of room to put line on. And so each reel I put backing on. That way when we're changing line, we're not changing the entire thing. So one, the reels are inside a temperature controlled room, and I've taken all the excess line off. I'm down to the backing on all of my reels. And then I will take my reels apart, part by part, and clean them. And I won't get into that in today's video, but we'll post another video in the future. I'll actually show you how to break a reel down and how to clean a reel. And some of these reels, you might have anywhere from $50 to $125 in a spinning reel, and you want to get every bit out of that as you can possibly get. So taking care of your reels, having that prep done, and then having your rods ready to go, you cannot put a price on that. So that way your day on the water is successful. And as you can see behind me, now I've got wonderful sponsors, and Jenko is one of our sponsors, and I just got in a new supply of Jenko 16-foot trolling rods, and these are the Slab City 16-foot rods, and really excited to get these rigged up and ready to go. But also behind these is other rods and reels, rods that we use during the tournament season. And I've got them in here just because I'm working on these reels. And so I've got new reels for the new rods. I've got the older reels or last year's reels for those rods. And this just keeps me organized. And now I'm ready, when it's getting ready for a tournament, now I'm ready to put line on my reels. And guys, I'll end this video with this last tip. When you're using spinning reels and you're going to put new line on your spinning reels, if you know you're not going to go fishing for another week, 2 weeks, a month, wait until the last possible day to put your line on your reels. Line sitting on a spinning reel creates memory. That's that coil that you see. You don't want that on fishing day or a tournament day. So have your line on your reel at the last moment possible before you go fishing on your day or for your tournament. Guys, don't forget, if you like the content, what you hear and see today, make sure you click the subscribe and the like button. And also, I just learned, don't forget to click on that notification bell. You guys have a great day.